Welcome back to another episode of us renovating our haunted house. Here's just a quick recap of our last video to kick us off. Last week we put some paint on the walls and installed our lighting fixture. We also cleaned out the closet, and when we did, we found this. A box full of antiques. Like photos, postcards, and even report cards from the early 1900s. So now we are here. We're finally ready to rip up the carpet and see what's underneath for the first time. We saw a little trick on TikTok that actually worked for taking carpet up. So we cut the carpet section by section. This made it much easier to roll the carpet up and out of the room. Around this time, I started to get really excited because I could see some wood flooring showing through. And this is what it looked like. From the looks of it, it seemed like somebody had put glue all over the hardwood floors so that they could stick carpet down. This means that if we were to refurbish it, it would be a little bit of work with a sander. But I was 100% willing to do that in order to restore them. After all, they are the original hardwoods from 1848, and I'd like to preserve the historic value of the house as much as possible. But when we got over here, we ran into quite the issue. This part of the floor seemed to have some type of damage done to it, and we weren't exactly sure what, so we called in a flooring expert. After talking to him on the phone, he agreed to come out so that he could take a look at them and let us know what he thinks the problem is. Before they came out, we removed the tack strips from along the wall, and we began preparing ourselves for every possible outcome. After speaking with him, we realized we didn't have many options left. He said that because the flooring is so old, it's going to be really difficult to match. So even if he replaced it, it wouldn't match the rest of the flooring, and it would also cost thousands of dollars to do. He also recommended speaking to an exterminator to come out and make sure that we didn't have termite damage. So that's what we did, but thankfully that wasn't the case. It turns out that the boards in this area had water damage, and beetles are attracted to this type of climate. So some beetles had bore holes through the boards of the floor, but thankfully, because that was hundreds of years ago, there's no longer an infestation. Once we got all the boards up, we found this little hole that leads to the room in the basement that we've never seen. And you guys should know me well enough to know that I'm sticking my phone down in there. Once I did, this is what I saw. A couple of years back, I attempted to crawl into this space. I probably could have done it if I hadn't found this. This was buried in the dirt floor of this room in the basement. It appears to be some kind of a dagger with a goat head carved into the handle. After finding this, I didn't feel comfortable going any further, and I actually took a very long break from exploring any more of the house. I ended up getting rid of the dagger. I didn't even want it near me. So once I was done fulfilling my curiosity, we began prepping the room for laminate flooring. We even got my dogs in on the project to give us a hand. And this is when the room really started to come together. I was disappointed about the fact that we couldn't restore the floor, but I really liked the laminate flooring that we picked out. And now that the flooring was down, we could start with the smaller details. So we were able to finally put the baseboard up, and that really made things come together. After this, we put the trim around the closet up, and that is it for this week. After all of our hard work, we got some much needed time with our pups. If you're not already, make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications so that you never miss out on an update. I'll see you all next time.